What's up, hippie fam, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be doing the long needed video on the upgrades to the Diamondback Line 24. So get ready for an epic adventure. So it's been about a year since my last video on the Diamondback Line 24 kids mountain bike. And now, as you guys already know, it's in the name. It is a 24-inch hardtail. And man, is this thing a beast in its stock form. And over the past year, my son and I have been slowly upgrading it to be a trail beast because his progression has gotten so good, man. He's just a little shredder. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive into the mods that we've already done and the mods that we're projecting to do for the 2024 mountain biking season. So let's get to it. All right, so here it is in all of its upgraded glory. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what we did to this bad boy. So firstly, the first mod that anyone should do if your bike doesn't already have it is get yourself some hydraulic brakes. So this bike came with Tektro mechanical brakes, which were actually really good, surprisingly. But I mean, it's Tektro. They're known for being good. But they weren't good enough because, you know, hydraulic is better. And for many reasons why. But these are my Franken brakes. I went ahead and I slapped these on here. This is a MT401 brake lever. And of course, you know, you got your front and rear right here. And I ended up putting a MT01 caliper on it, which is a dual piston caliper. And of course I ran these all myself, had to bleed them and everything. Totally changed the game of this bike. And then of course after we did that, you know, my son got really good at cycling and started committing himself to it. So, you know, we ended up having to invest in some sort of hydration system. So with the bottle mounts being on the bottom of the frame, aka right there, as you can see, you're left with not many options. So the number one option I always see is Fidlock, and that's exactly what that is. That is a Fidlock twist mount, and the bottle magnetizes on and you have to twist it to get it off. Never has fallen off. On my personal bikes, never had an issue. So that is a must for Diamondback bikes. So definitely invest in that. So I'd like to take a moment. If you guys like what you're seeing, you want to see more of it, please like and subscribe. And also turn on the notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks. And then right next to it, you got your mud guard. This will stop dirt and rocks from kicking up into your child's face while he or she is shredding the trails. And that's a really cheap one to go with. You know, that's like, I think it was like maybe $10. And you know, you can get better ones. That's just a plastic one you throw over. You can get them for much less on Amazon and all that. And I'll throw links in the description. Of course, it helps out the channel because I do get a commission on it. And then, of course, because his epic shredding just kept getting better, we couldn't have him going over the bars. So we invested in the Kasuma Trans-X dropper post. And this is a 90 mil dropper post externally routed. So what that means is that instead of the cable going inside the frame, underneath here, it comes out from right here, and then you follow the wire, and it comes all the way to this lever right here. And it's a dream, you know. It's pretty fast. It is hydraulic, not air. But that was the upgrades. And now I'm going to go ahead and take a little time, and we're going to talk about what we would like to do to this bike in the future, because this is a legitimate hardtail, just miniature for our children, you know? So let's go ahead and dive into that. All right, so now that we've dove into what I've already upgraded, let's go ahead and talk about what other upgrades we can do to this bike, because this bike can grow with your child. From my understanding, you can have this bike all the way till they're up to like 13 years old. It's a pretty big frame. And if you get it while they're young, yeah, they're a little stretched out, but it's really not too bad because they end up growing into it. But the upgrades are endless for this bike. So one thing is that this bike doesn't come tubeless ready, and it comes with cross-country tires on it. Like, they're kind of fast rolling, not really grippy, you know. And if you look online, you don't see many options, but guess what? They have Minion DHRs for this bike, and it's absolutely epic, and they're tubeless ready. So the only thing you have to do is get tubeless tape and then sealant, and then your kid's bike will be tubeless ready, and then you'll be able to run lower pressures, have more grip, and stuff like that. Also, when your child starts progressing, they're going to start riding steeper trails. And so what that means is, you know, the ascent is going to be steeper along with the descents are going to be steeper. So you usually need to change up your gearing. Now, the gearing on this is not too bad. So as you can see, it has the 32 tooth cassette on it from the X4. And that's not too bad. It's very doable. It's perfect for the beginners. But however, I noticed my son was struggling to get up the bigger climbs. So I will have to upgrade the whole drivetrain, meaning the derailleur, the shifter, and the cassette, because the SRAM X4, as I was saying, you can see it right here, it only goes up to a 32 cassette, which is already slapped on there, and he needs more range. So there are a lot of options out there that you could choose, such as like Shimano Dior. What is it? You can even put SX on it. SX is a little heavy, but I mean, it's basically got SX on it anyways because of that bottom bracket right there. But I was thinking about putting NX on it, and that way he has a full range of gears. And then I want to talk about the fork, but I think I'm going to end up leaving that fork on there. Because if they're just there to be beaten on, you service them like every 50 hours, which is just a bunch of lube and stuff. But there's not many options for the 24-inch frame size, wheel size. So you're pretty much left with buying like an AliExpress, Amazon fork. And I've ridden those before, and they're uber sketchy. They're okay, but I value my kid's safety, and I'm not going to put one on there. So what I'm just going to do is wait till he gets up to a 27.5 bike, and then he'll have all the goodies in that bike range. So I'm just going to leave it like that. But we are definitely going to upgrade those tires, because those tires need some more knobs on them. They need to be tubeless. But other than that, this bike is all set to go. It just needs maintenance. And as I was saying, I told you that this fits a wide range of kids. Because look, right there, height 53 to 62 inches, if I can get that to focus. There you go, it's focusing now. And then even has an age range, if you see over here. I never took it off, so when we sell this bike. But 8 to 12, you know, I say 13, but, you know, kids are growing big these days. But in conclusion, this bike is absolutely a beast. And whether you've got a daughter or a son, this is going to be an epic bike for them to shred the trails on. And I would never second guess buying this bike again. So if you are interested in purchasing this bike and you just want to see what this bike was about because you're trying to get your children into mountain biking, you can get this bike from local bike shops, as Diamondback does work with local bike shops. And you can also order this bike straight from Diamondback itself. They do run sales all the time on their bikes. They do pre-spring sales, they do winter sales. So definitely get this bike on a sale, because I think the MSRP is $800. And if you get it during like the winter, you can sometimes get this bike from anywhere to $400 to $600. So that is definitely a steal. So I definitely take them up on that offer. But that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys staying along for the journey on this video, and stay tuned for more. Peace.